Hello and welcome to Newsfeed on Trust TV. I am Dorcas Yakubuzala, bringing you trending stories that people are talking about and sharing around the globe today, and also their opinions on such issues. Tinubu mourns tanker explosion victims, condoles with Niger state government. Court bars FIRC from arresting vehicles, penalizing drivers with faded number plates. Julius Abure remains Labour Party national chairman, court declares. TikTok restores service in US after Trump pledge. Now, top on what's trending, President Bola Tinubu has expressed deep sorrow over the fuel tanker explosion, which caused the death of over 80 people, with many also injured. A devastating explosion occurred on Saturday at Dikko Junction, Gurara local government area of Niger State, bringing about an immense human toll. According to a statement by Tinubu's spokesperson, Bayo Ononuga, on Sunday, the president mourned the victims and expressed his condolences to the families affected, as well as to the government and people of Niger State. He underscored the tragic and preventable nature of the incident, as many victims were said to be those scooping premium motor spirit PMS from the overturned tanker. Now to the reactions. The first one says, every morning FRSC will come out to work Monday to Friday, but they will only target new shiny vehicles that have most things intact. Trucks without headlamps, without trafficators, without good brakes, without good gear systems, buses without headlamp, nor tail lights, nor trafficator, black smokes from exhaust pipe will be passing them, and none of them cares. Next reaction says, one too many. We can't continue to be condoling families every time this happens without a significant and decisive consequences for both truck driver and the owner, as well as the road safety official in that jurisdiction where such incident happened. It's saddening how human lives make no meaning to us in this part of the world. And the last comment on this story says, it's happening every day and everywhere in Nigeria. Humans being beheaded, tanker explosions at least every 2 days all over Nigeria. If you can see it, the federal government is seeing it and ignoring how people are dying miserably in Nigeria, how unsafe the country is and becoming each and every day. Nigeria democracy is known for borrowing and ravishing money. Is there functioning democracy in the country? It's getting worse, not better. People are dying. They keep ignoring it like they aren't seeing it. Now, still on the fuel tanker explosion, President Bola Tinubu will set up a high-powered committee to investigate the recurrence of tanker explosions and implement safety measures to forestall the tragedy. The Minister of Information, Muhammad Idris, stated this on Sunday at the palace of the Emir of Suleja, where he visited to commiserate with victims of Saturday's tanker explosions. He said members of the committee will be drawn from the Ministry of Information and National Orientation, the Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs, the Independent Petroleum Marketers Association of Nigeria, IPMAN, Tanker Drivers Association, and other stakeholders. The minister also said enlightenment campaigns on the safe movement of fuel tankers, road safety habits, and the dangers of scooping leaked fuel will be carried out by his ministry. Now, reacting to that, someone said, it's embarrassing because Nigeria is not the only country where petrol products are conveyed in trailer tankers, but it's the only country in the world where there are tanker accidents almost every 2 weeks. Are those tanker drivers on drugs, or are they not being properly trained to drive tankers in addition to bad roads? A Nigerian government must find out the reason for this recurring decimal. The lives of innocent Nigerians are precious, and even if it means using medium-sized trailer tankers to convey petroleum products because they are easier to control, and banning long trailer tankers, we should do it. A stitch in time saves 9. Next one is from one Raymond, and it says, bad road condition, tankers not roadworthy, road safety inefficiency, unprofessionalism on the side of the truck drivers. And the last reaction on this story is from one Ihems Ngozi. Make una construct roads, so all the money where them they collect don't reach to construct all the Nigerian roads. This is not hard now. Our next one was trending. David Umahi, Nigeria's Minister of Works, expressed frustration over the country's road repair challenges, citing insufficient funding as a major obstacle. Appearing before the Senate Committee on Works, Umahi acknowledged the difficulties in addressing the country's vast infrastructure needs, emphasizing that the available budget does not adequately address the scope of repairs needed. Umahi noted that the cost of repairing roads has significantly increased compared to previous years. He admitted that while he has succeeded in many of his professional endeavors, the task of improving road infrastructure in Nigeria has proven to be especially challenging due to financial constraints. The minister also referenced the substantial backlog of projects inherited by President Bola Tinubu's administration, with a total of 2,064 road projects amounting to 13 trillion naira. Umahi suggested that these projects, when adjusted for current market conditions, should now be valued at approximately 18 trillion naira. He emphasized that the president, an economist by training, is actively working to secure loans to finance these essential infrastructure projects. Now reacting, someone said, "Please leave the roads like that, sir. We have mastered the potholes." Next one is from one mystical Paul. So where are those money they are recovering from opposition party billionaires, money from the excessive import taxation, and money from the fuel subsidy that put we the citizens into this excruciating suffering? Are they waiting to use it during elections, or are they sharing it already? Last reaction on this story is from one Peter D. 18 trillion naira. Omo, that's a whole lot of money. Make government give me only 2 million. Now, a federal high court in Lagos has restrained the Federal Road Safety Corps (FRSC) from arresting vehicles with faded number plates. Justice Akintayo Aluko made the order on Friday and also restricted the FRSC from imposing any fine or punishment on drivers for driving with a faded vehicle plate number. The court made the orders while delivering judgment in a suit filed by a legal practitioner, Chinwike Chamberlain Ezebube, against the FRSC. Ezebube, in his originating summons filed on February 13, 2024, had asked the court to determine, among other things, whether the defendant, pursuant to Section 5G, Section 10, 3F of the Federal Road Safety Commission Act 2007, being the sole designer and producer of vehicle number plates in Nigeria, is not absolutely responsible for the quality and durability of the vehicle number plates as are produced by it. Now reacting to that, someone said, if not corruption, why would a system that produced a substandard plate number and sold to the general public still turn around to harass and arrest the people they sold their substandard product to? Next one says, the court should have added one more arm to that judgment, that is, replacement of faded number plates with new one at no cost. And Mr. Demi is saying, when we see a fair and good judgment, we know it. The judiciary should keep this up and give the citizens assurance that the judiciary is just. And the Court of Appeal Abuja has reiterated that Julius Abure remains the national chairman of the Labour Party. A three-member panel of the appellate court, in a judgment delivered by Justice Hama Baraka, held that its judgment of November 13, 2024, which recognizes Abure as national chairman, subsists and has not been set aside by any court. Justice Baraka made the declaration while delivering judgments in two separate appeals filed by Senator Esther Nena Di Usman, the Caretaker Committee, and the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC. The appellate court in the two separate appeals held that it did not delve into the issue of the leadership of the Labour Party because such issues are not justiciable. Now to the reactions. The first one says, Peter Obi will quit Labour Party. Let's see how Abure and Apapa will fare. APC Labour Party will go into extinction. Next one says, we don't care, seriously, obedience have moved on. And Kainde Joseph is saying, Labour Party had been existing as registered party since 2002-2003, and we never heard about any crisis until recently, to the extent of taking themselves to court. All these ones and their presidential candidates get crashed into it in desperation for ambition, as it were with many members of the political class. The first governor elected under the Labour Party in Nigeria was Dr. Olusegun Mimiko of Ondo State in 2007. Now let's go on a quick break. We're back in no time. Do stay with us. Welcome back. In case you're just joining us, you're watching Newsfeed on Trust TV. Former President Goodluck Jonathan has called on Nigerians to remain hopeful and committed to nation building, emphasizing that the challenges facing the country are surmountable. Jonathan made the remarks over the weekend in Karu local government area of Nasarawa State at an event. Addressing the audience, Jonathan discouraged the ongoing trend of migration, popularly referred to as Japa, urging Nigerians to focus on developing their homeland. Quote, "You don't need to Japa. Those countries you are running to were built by people. We must build this country together and invest in it so that youths can get jobs. We must not run away from our responsibilities. This country belongs to all of us and we must not abandon it," he said. Bayelsa State Governor Deoye Diri echoed Jonathan's sentiments, urging Nigerians to remain optimistic about the country's future. Now to the reactions. The first one is alleging that our leaders do not have value for mankind. Allow us to face our struggles. You once had the opportunity. Next one reads, your generation has refused to build or they deliberately destroy. Time is running out. We are aging. Let's see what we can make out of our lives in a sane country before we turn grandpas and grandmas. Thank you, Your Excellency. And the last reaction on this story says, this man is the main reason Nigeria is where we are now. Under his watch, all the economic progress former President Obasanjo and Yar'Adua built collapsed. Under him, likes of Dezani, Madueke, and co. looted the Nigerian economy. Please, Oga, shifts. Next on what's trending, the Brazilian government has formally admitted Nigeria as a partner country in the multinational bloc known as BRICS. This was contained in a statement by the Brazil Foreign Ministry on Friday. According to Brazil, BRICS and Nigeria share common interests as both actively strive to enhance cooperation among global South countries and advocates for the reform of international organizations. Quote, with the world's sixth largest population and Africa's largest, as well as being one of the continent's major economies, Nigeria shares convergent interests with other members of BRICS. It plays an active role in strengthening South-South cooperation and reforming global governance issues that are top priorities during Brazil's current presidency, the statement read. Now reacting, someone said, I'd like to see the details of this partnership. It's a great move, but I think it's in Nigeria's best interest to stay a partner rather than go for full membership. That way, it stays aligned with both the West and China as its allies. Nigeria needs to stay neutral in the global divide. Next one says, this is an opening for more trade and investment opportunities for Nigeria, which could help diversify Nigeria's economy beyond oil dependence. And the last comment on this story says, a good one. Only true diplomatic minds can understand the nature and advantages of these alliances if Nigerian government utilizes it well. Next on what's trending, Kemi Badenoch, leader of the United Kingdom's Conservative Party, has expressed concerns about the potential consequences of poor governance in Britain, likening them to the challenges faced by Nigerians. Badenoch made the remarks during her first speech of the year at the event hosted by Onward, a British think tank focused on economic and social issues. Addressing the audience, the Nigeria-born UK politician stressed the importance of building trust and reforming systems to safeguard Britain's future. Quote, and why does this matter so much to me? It's because I know what it is like to have something and then to lose it, Badenoch said. I don't want Britain to lose what it has. Sharing her personal experiences, Badenoch reflected on her upbringing in Nigeria and the economic hardships her family endured. Quote, I grew up in a poor country and watched my relatively wealthy family become poorer and poorer, despite working harder and harder as their money disappeared with inflation. I came back to the UK aged 16 with my father's last £100 in the hope of a better life. So I have lived with the consequences of terrible governments that destroy lives, and I never ever want it to happen here, she stated. Badenoch's remarks are the latest in a series of criticisms directed at Nigeria, her country of origin, which have drawn backlash from Nigerian leaders, including Vice President Kashim Shettima. Now reacting, one Dr. Posh wrote, she's not against Nigeria or Nigerians. She's against the government that keeps embezzling our resources and increasing the people's sufferings. Ziki Blessing is saying she didn't lie because our government promised to secure lives and properties, but can't even secure lives, not to talk of properties. We can no longer travel by roads like before, but air. Last reaction on this story says, I don't see the point of Kemi Badenoch repeatedly bashing Nigeria. For starters, she's not looking for votes in Nigeria, but she is just using the popularity and population of Nigeria on the internet to rage and get traffic to her name and her agenda. Finally, TikTok is back in the US. The social media platform is restoring services after President-elect Donald Trump said he would give TikTok a reprieve when he takes office. On Sunday, the Chinese-owned app went dark for 170 million American users after a law banning it on national security grounds came into effect. But after Trump promised on Sunday to delay the implementation of the law and allow more time for a deal to be made, TikTok said that it was in the process of restoring service. TikTok later thanked the incoming president for providing the necessary clarity and assurance. Azizia wrote, he's the one who started the ban and now he's going to try and take credit for saving it. This is signing COVID stimulus checks all over again. Next person is saying, this is the most shameless PR stunt in decades. Trump wanted to get TikTok banned way back in 2020, but now he wants to be its savior in order to be popular amongst Gen Z. And the last reaction we're taking on the program today is from one old school boy, and he wrote, TikTok should be banned permanently. And that's a wrap on the program today. Do also follow us across all our social media platforms for more programs, news, and documentaries. Until next time, goodbye.